ingredient is white vinegar. On the packaging line, an alignment machine stands the plastic bottles upright as they make their way to the filling machine. The finished ketchup, meanwhile, is passing through an elaborate system of cooling pipes en route to the filler. And let the bottling begin. The machine fills eight.
Always do block. Okay, that's good enough. Block today. So yeah, guys, Q&A today. We'll see who pops on here. A comment in the chat. Put some in the comments. We'll read it, and that's about it.
The next machine, appropriately called the capper, places a plastic flip cap on each bottle. Then, with spinning circular belts, twist it on secure.
Under a foot watch in warning. So yeah, we're on under a warning right now, but we're gonna stay on here for a little bit, see how everyone's doing right now. So yeah, it says a Q&A. Put the warning on, half an hour will go. So yeah, we're doing a Q&A today. I was busy today, so we're doing a Q&A. So yeah, you see how many people get on here today. Then it's over to over to VR later.
Stays fresh for at least a year because the vinegar in it acts as a natural preservative. Ketchup also has health benefits because it's chock full of tomatoes, which are high in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant believed to protect against many types of cancer. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
So someone pops on here, it'd be nice. Put some in the chat, guys. You can actually put you guys on here. It's your live. So 27 today. VR 27 today. Okay, that's for later on to do. I don't speak Spanish, speak English. So stop putting stuff in Spanish. VR 27.
Some believe that the idea for the red and white strips came about because of heavy and clean bandages that twisted together in the wind as the twister held onto a pole during a procedure.
There's a little one coming in Michigan. I can still make him. Hey, it's in Michigan. So yeah, guys, it's a Q&A today. So you see who pops on here and says hi.
Let's talk about space food.
So we're just doing this for a little bit, and that's all I can really say. We're doing this for a little bit. Not really much else I can say. So if you guys want to come on here, it's a Q&A today. So ask me a question. I'll put it in the chat, and I'll read it. Give me a second, please. I gotta do something. So like I say, put it in the chat, and I'll answer it. Okay, no one wants to come on here for a Q&A? Okay. This is Q&A. People can come on here. You can talk to me. You can say whatever you want. I should not cheat, but I don't care. I'm technically cheating, but yeah, like I said, today's a Q&A. So you can put some in the chat. Right there, the chat. Sorry, it's reversed. So you can put some in the chat, and I can read it. So anyone wants to say anything, put in the chat. I'll read it. It's a Q&A today. So you got a question? I'll got answers. And yes, we are doing VR today. Later on today, we'll do VR 27 today. Later on. But right now, we're just killing some time right now, having some fun. So yeah, it's a Q&A. If you guys want to say something, put it in the chat. I'll read it. Oh, you're cheating. I know I can cheat right now, but who cares? Make sure I'm not cheating. Let's make sure I'm not cheating. I need to put something on because I don't like any noise in the background. ID Archives. Oddity Archives. Archive Annex.
Using safe light from people I am now. Started off with a chip and just keep going. So what do we do now? I schedule an appointment at safelight.com. Safe Light Repair. Safe Light Replay. Yes!
Okay, we're still on here, guys.
Start losing weight with Life MD's program. With doctor guidance and a weekly check, you can lose as much as
But yeah, it's a Q&A today, so if we get it out here, yippee. If we do, yippee. If we don't, it's all right. But yeah, this is a Q&A, guys. Let me do some quick here. We come back to you. Okay, we're back. So how's everyone doing today? We're gonna be on here for a little. We're gonna be on here for maybe half an hour, then go to VR. Or something like that. VR 27 will get made later on today, but right now we're just having fun. So it's a Q&A. Put something in the chat. I'll answer your questions, or if you want to, you can pop on. So yeah, we're just staying on here for a little bit. It's Wednesdays. We do Q&As on Wednesday. We try to. Last week I was too busy to do a Q&A because I was having so much fun. So yeah. So it's a Q&A today. And yeah. Gray. So yeah. And this thing right here at the bottom of the screen is accurate. So yeah, it's just a Q&A today. So any questions or something in the chat, please? I will answer them. Or if you want to, you can pop on here if you want to. I can pull a few buttons here. You guys can even come on the channel if you want to. I just have to push a few buttons here. You guys can even come on the channel. But it's up to you guys. Like I said, it's a Q&A, so you put some in the chat, and I'll read it. Let's see here. I'm live, and we got... Now, let's do this quick. Let me change this to classic. There we go.
So the time seems right to finally, much belatedly deliver our second round of TV sign-offs. Actually, technically our first round, because I devoted about 2/3 of that original sign-offs episode to just a really long, drawn-out sketch. But yes, we will properly look at sign-offs this time, and I think I've got some good ones for you here. So on that note, let's go ahead and address what's on the box here. Yes, that is Russian, and that translates to "Don't forget to turn off your TV." Now, this was kind of a white whale, so to speak, of mine for quite a long time, for two reasons. One, I wanted to prove that it existed, it wasn't just some urban legend. And two, it would kind of go with those stories about Soviet TVs blowing up if you left them on too long. And the stories about people living in the USSR trying to only buy appliances and parts for those appliances and so on that were manufactured early in the month, because the quotas were so high that invariably as the month would start to come to a close, they would speed up production and really drop the standards, and yeah, and it would also create a bit of a black market for those early month items. But anyway, yes, we will kick things off with a seemingly legit off-air recording from the old Soviet 3CP network, recorded just a few months before the USSR collapsed. But from there, we're going to launch into a whole run of close downs, as they call them, all from the UK. But the common thread throughout is that they really need to tell you to turn off your TV, you filthy animal.
Найди определил. Хочет ты.
Oh, crap, I don't do that.
The teeming, tumultuous spirit of Renaissance life becomes crystal clear in the affordable.
So yeah, if anyone doesn't pop on here, like I said, by a certain time, I will get off and I will be doing something else. We'll do some VR, but we'll do this for a little bit longer and see. I do Q&As once a week. I try to do Q&As once a week. It's just like no one comes to them, which sucks. But yeah.
21 minutes past midnight, about 5 seconds time. Don't forget, please, to switch the setup properly. Pull the plug out of the socket too.
Maybe we'll stay on a little longer than that, but who knows?
Don't forget to switch off and unplug the fire hazard. Good night. Sleep well. This is Tom Edward signing off, and I'll leave you with the last look at our studio clock. And I can tell you, it's more or less exactly 16 minutes before midnight. 16 minutes before midnight. Good night.
Can't wait to go to the pub, can he? The pub still be open? Here's the question.
Almost 15 minutes now before 12. Please don't forget to switch off your television sets, will you? Good night once again.
I think the pub's closed at midnight in the UK. I'm not really sure. Channel television. God save the Queen. Want to be someone else now since it's now King Charles? God save the King.
As we come to the end of our night, a reminder to you to turn off your set and pull the socket out, the plug out from what was sorry, Jesus, stay warm, stay safe, sleep well. Good night.
At the time of making the original TV sign-offs episode back in 2012, the oldest really properly circulating off-air recording, audio and video, of a sign-off was from mid-1977. Now, of course, that has been bested many times over since then. So many times that I feel like I'm at liberty to kind of pick and choose which ones I run. Now, having said that, when I was researching this episode, I did find one from the BBC from 1966, but it was in-house, so I disqualified it. I want to keep the emphasis completely on off-air recordings, and the more lo-fi and amateur, the better. So with that, you're probably asking yourself, well, what is that really old one right now? What's the oldest? Well, to the best of my knowledge, the oldest one circulating right now was rescued not too terribly long ago from a public broadcasting archive back east, and it is from 1971. And it was recorded by, I forget her name, but she went on to do a bunch of kind of activist TV shows on the PBS station in Rochester, New York. But for whatever reason, maybe to use as B-roll in one of the first episodes of one of her shows, she recorded 3 reels of a very, very lengthy hearing on what seems to be just the thoughts of some prisoners who were in Attica. But at the end of that 3rd reel, it just so happened that this was the last thing that PBS station aired that presumably night. But you do get the sign off in there, and like pretty much everything PBS does in terms of sign offs, it's pretty short, but it's there, it's complete, and it cuts to static at the end. So anyway, otherwise, as I mentioned, I'm really picking and choosing what I'm running here. But it just so worked out that a good chunk of these do come from the collection of Rick Thomas, also known as Obsolete Video. And full disclosure, I have worked with him before, and he actually restored my own PIA J-Type 1 machine. So anyway, enough talking. Let's get down to business here. Let's tackle this in reverse chronological order. We'll start in the fall of 1976 and work our way back to that PBS one from 1971.
So yeah, guys, still Q&A, but if we don't know on here, then I'm going to get off in a little bit, but yeah.
Channel 7, KABC TV, Los Angeles. Owned by American Broadcasting Companies Incorporated. With studios and executive offices at ABC Television Center.
So any questions, guys, or anything, just ask me and I'll answer it for you. If you ask me a question, I'll answer it, and it's about all I'm doing now.
And now, good night and good morning from KCET Los Angeles. Located at 5800 Sunset Boulevard, Hollywood, California. KTLA's transmitter is located on Mount Alto, the highest point on Mount Wilson. KTLA operates on Channel 5, on an assigned frequency of 76 to 82 megahertz, with a radiated power of 50,000 watts, under license granted by the Federal Communications Commission, Washington, D.C. KTLA, the West's first commercial television station, with over a quarter-century of broadcast service, dedicates itself to meeting the interests and needs of the Southern California community. Now speaking on behalf of the entire staff and management of KTLA, this is Bill Barry.
Yeah.
A pleasant good night and good morning.
So, anything else, guys, want to say?
You do meet the strangest people on the tour.
Yeah, I do want to, but I don't want to.
Los Angeles, your RKO Journal station. Which are in heaven. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. On earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen. If these hopes are not realized, the future of our society is bleak indeed. I'm Mitchell Krause in Rochester. Good night.
Oh, that's convenient. WXXI 21.
WXXI, Channel 21 in Rochester, New York, now concluding its broadcast today. To contribute to the support of Channel 21, please Central Check to 410 Alexander Street, Rochester. And now, from the staff of WXXI Channel 21, a very pleasant good night.
Yum.
When you feel like a little something, drive up to Pumpkin Taco and take a few drinks.
Are you still around? It's a question.
I want to break up this next segment into two halves. So I mentioned in the first sign-offs episode that not all TV stations would necessarily cut to, say, a test pattern or just shut off the transmitter completely after hours. Some stations would run a little something extra for you after hours. And of course, cable companies were especially good at inserting their own stuff during those downtimes. So with that, for the first half of this segment, I want to give you just kind of a greatest hits of those intentional after-hours broadcasts.
Weenie.
This is KLMO Television, Fisher Broadcasting Incorporated, originated in Fort North and Penny Way in Seattle, Washington. ABC for Seattle and Western Washington. We now conclude our normal broadcast day. We invite you to stay tuned to KLMO TV's all-night news service with continuous audio from KLMO Radio, AM Stereo 1000.
This is KLMO in Seattle. It's 2:31.
I'm Jamie Cummings. U.S.-led United Nations troops traded gunfire across the demilitarized zone between the two Koreas this morning. American military officials say that one South Korean and two North Koreans were killed, and one unidentified American was hurt as well.
Those commercials on TV that promise you an installed muffler for under $20. Well, the people at Waltz Radiator and Muffler would like to set the record straight. Those commercials are designed to help sell more expensive exhaust system and muffler repair work. More often than not, the muffler is only part of the problem. The people at Waltz Radiator and Muffler don't believe in doing business that way. For starters, Waltz offers a free exhaust system safety inspection. You'll know exactly what the problem is and what it'll cost before you make any commitment. WCCO TV, Minneapolis, St. Paul, now presents continuous all-night news, sports, and weather updates. It's a good life. Every day we got it for friends, and that's a lot of a good life. Each and every one of us is so fun. No more feeling original night. Dance through the night, see the shows and the lights of a good life. We've got it all in the eyes of the wall. It's a good life. It's the life we share with you, know it's always there for strength.
One of the things I truly love about analog broadcasting is that things like common harmonics can cause stations to land in places on the dial, so to speak, where they were not intended to. So in the case of the second half of this segment, I want to run some completely unintentional after-hours broadcasts. Now, yes, I am being a bit fast and loose with the definition of unintentional broadcast because this is from the viewer's, recorder's point of view. It's more the placement and the antenna of whoever was watching or recording this stuff in the first place. So, for example, say a station completely shuts down for the night, but now you're seeing another local TV station kind of faintly in the background, or hearing a local radio station kind of halfway in the background somewhere. So yes, with that, I've got 4 examples of just analog, unintentional goodness.
CBC has production and transmission facilities located at CBNP St. John's Channel 8 Cable 3, with additional rebroadcasting stations located on the Avalon Peninsula in Petty Harbor, Maryland, Purdue, Topeka. And Churchill Falls. These stations are now concluding their broadcast today and will return to the air tomorrow morning. This is Glenn Tilly speaking for the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation.
Hey guys, what's up?
This concludes On TV's broadcast for the day. Please consult your On TV guide for the next regularly scheduled broadcast. For more information on becoming an On TV subscriber. WSNS Television Chicago now concludes its broadcast day. Good night.